Now, it is no secret that April of 2024, in the year of the dragon, has a host of very weird and bizarre and rare events. This total eclipse coming up on April 8th, 2024 that will cross paths with a previous total eclipse back in 2017 that will form this giant black X across the United States of America on a location in Illinois known as Little Egypt, near the New Madrid fault line. But this location in Illinois will also be a host to another bizarre and unusual event, an event that has not taken place for centuries. Last time this event occurred was the early 1800s, and I am talking about the cicada apocalypse, the bug apocalypse, the emergence of trillions of cicadas over the location of Illinois and certain surrounding states. Cicadas emerging from the underground is not an uncommon event. It happens about every 13 to 17 years. But what is rare is the fact that we will get two different broods of cicadas emerging at the same time. And they said this is not something that has happened since the early 1800s. Mainly gushing out of Illinois, some maps predicting that it will follow the same path of totality as the April 8th, 2024 eclipse, but mainly they will come from Illinois, this same spot where this black X will form over it. So is this a precursor? Is this an omen for something to come? Has something like this happened once before? Well, like I said, yes, in the early 1800s. But also, two total eclipses crossing paths over this location has also happened back in the early 1800s as well. What came up out of it? Well, as I've said in previous videos, this location received a series of earthquakes so devastating, they are still in the worst 3 earthquakes in the United States of all time, the top 3 worst earthquakes. So powerful, they changed the course of the Mississippi River for quite some time. If that were to happen today, you can just forget about it. Certain states surrounding this New Madrid fault line would be uninhabitable. So there's that duality all in one month where we have two different broods of cicadas in a very rare event crossing paths, while at the same time we have two different total eclipses crossing paths as well in one particular spot. When it comes to the cicadas, this happens 12 times every 221 years. But this is the first time since the early 1800s that these broods will emerge together. You think about all these bizarre events taking place in April. We have also the Devil's Comet that will make an appearance, a once-in-a-lifetime event. We have NASA firing off a PEP under Project Serpent at this total eclipse. CERN waking up out of hibernation to fire again April 8th and ending up April 22nd in some kind of awake facility. And then we possibly have during the total eclipse or at the end of Passover a ritual that has not taken place, a ceremony that has not taken place in over 2,000 years, this red heifer sacrifice. So you look at this and you say to yourself, how can all this happen in just 1 month? All these rare and bizarre events taking place in the month of April. Now, if it was only these man-made events like the sacrifice of the red heifer, NASA, and CERN, then I wouldn't be so concerned. But we have nature trying to tell us something that we shouldn't ignore. This black X over this location and the emergence of all these cicadas. Now, one could look at this and say to themselves that this is a form of locusts taking over the United States, this area in the United States, but they state that cicadas and locusts are completely different. But it's still very odd that we have this extreme emergence of this insect taking over this one spot where this total eclipse will also occur. So there are a lot of people talking about this music video, Black Hole Sun by the band Soundgarden, because they are saying it eerily predicts and calls out what is known as a condition, demon face syndrome. But if you watch this music video that was released May of 1994, It oddly feels like a music video that was made today, just recently, playing off people's fears of this total eclipse, because it contains another scene that oddly connects to an event that's taking place in April as well, and it's the cicadas. Two boys are looking at the ground with magnifying glasses and they pick up a bug. Now, this bug does not appear to be a cicada, at least I don't think so. But the next scenes, as they play out, you will see these boys attacked by a swarm of flying bugs coming up from the ground. And these flying bugs do appear to look like cicadas. What are the odds that a music video about the total eclipse or a solar eclipse also shows us demon face syndrome, a syndrome that was known back in 2020, this man having it back in 2020, investigated and researched in 2021. News and media are now reminding us about it and letting us know it exists just a month before this total eclipse in 2024, April of 2024. Where were the news and media talking about demon face syndrome back in 2021, 2022, 2023? So it's very bizarre, and it's for a reason. They're letting us know about it now. At the same time, this very same music video shows us a swarm of bugs that appear to look like cicadas swarming all over these boys and coming up from the ground. This music video, the main singer, Chris Cornell, he's wearing a shirt with a skull on it. This music video kind of makes Chris Cornell's death a little bit more suspicious. He took his own life May of 2017, a month after the 2017 total eclipse. So it has to make you wonder, did Chris Cornell know something about what's going to take place, or was he a sacrifice? Because like I said, oddly on his shirt, there's a skull. So are these dual cicadas, these dual total eclipses, this comet, this devil's comet, and this sacrifice of this red heifer, is it all a precursor to something? Is it all an omen to something that's coming? The only thing I can suggest is to prepare, to stock up. There's nothing wrong with stocking up on specific goods that can last you. People want to say do not live in fear, and I strongly agree. But I would not be so ignorant as to ignore nature as well. We have these billionaires who seem like they are also preparing for something big to come, building these underground bunkers, these underground fortresses. So why can't you prepare the best way you can as well? But I do want to hear from you. Do you believe these cicadas is just another bizarre sign of something big to come? Or do you happen to believe that this is all just a big nothing? This just happens to be another coincidence. Again, I do want to hear from you. Please do comment in the comment section below. In any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.